Well, friends, Jason here for TheChartGuys taking a look at our standard coronavirus tickers. It's a little bit of strength today. We'll see if that's got any follow through and what the story is behind that strength. On APT in the daily time frame, we had our support at 833. We had yesterday's low of day support, which isn't really a support until it's actually tested and holds. In today's action, we saw higher open, a quick flush by the bears. The bulls answered back. We still closed red, but we have the inklings or the possibility of seeing some upside. Question is, as always, is what is the story behind this candlestick? So we're going to jump right to the hourly time frame to see what's going on there. Have we changed the trend? And yes, indeed, it looks like we have changed the hourly trend. We're doing our very best here. This is our last hourly high. We see a new higher high, a higher low. So we have the potential here for an hourly trend change. That will be the first hourly trend change that we've seen with any substance for the last little while, at least up until March 16th. So that would mark the possibility of seeing a little bit of a bottom here and possibly a little bit of a counter trend. On the 4-hour time frame, however, still some work to do. Bulls need to get over top of our next resistance, which is going to be $9.93. If they can do that, then they can change the 4-hour trend, and then we start looking for more substantial daily upside moves. The next resistance would be I'd be looking at EMA 12 at this point. That's the only guideline that I can have. And that would be my first target if I was going to be in a long position. But I still need to see more substantial follow through on the hourly time frame for that to really matter to me. So resistance right now 933 and support 833 for APT. LAKE on the daily time frame. We see that we have held the low so far, possibly setting up a daily higher low, in which case we're going to look for a little bit of a bounce. And we don't change the daily trend for quite a ways, 1880. So I'm not going to do the math, but that's a pretty big percentage move. We do have a lot of resistance right above us here with the confluence of all of our 3 EMAs, so that is something to pay attention to. Let's go right to the hourly time frame. Same story, doing its best to change the hourly trend. It got a little dicey here, but in the last 2-3 hours of the day, we saw a big push right to the upside, so we have the possibility of changing the hourly trend here as well. If we're able to do that, we're going to jump to the 4-hour time frame to look for the next possible target. Come on there, computer, you can do it. Oh, I see. Too much information back there. So you can see that on the 4-hour time frame, we got a lot of work to do to change the 4-hour trend. So it's more likely than not we're going to set a lower high again underneath our, let's call this one the high. Underneath the 1730, look for a lower high there, then a higher low, and change the trend that way. Then we looked at the daily, we can see that we're setting up a new trend. We're going to look for a lower high under 1880 and look for this tightening range type pattern to develop. A lot of what ifs and a lot of situations need to move together and a lot of moving parts for that to happen, but we're always planning for scenarios. Right now, bulls are in control of the day, but we do have major resistance right above us, so be cautious on that. Yesterday's video, we talked about CODX having this bullish engulfing candlestick. Bulls have seen a little bit of follow through here, not a heck of a lot, and we still have those key resistance levels, EMA 8, EMA 12 to watch out for. So again, what is the story here? 4-hour time frame, we've broken to 4-hour highs, but we haven't established 4-hour higher lows yet. So bulls need to do that. We need to see some consolidation, and a 4-hour higher low over 750 is going to give us what we need to start changing the 4-hour trend. On the hourly time frame, we have set a new high, but we haven't really locked in a good hourly support yet. Big base of support is developing, but if we lose 875, then we're going to look down to 750 for that 4-hour consolidation to form. The only way we can really do that is if we see continued solid strength going into tomorrow and we set a new high over top of 1060. A lot of work to do there. More likely than not, I would expect a lower high under 1060 and see if we can't get ourselves something to develop. We'll see what that looks like. I'm not going to speculate too much on it, but a lot of potential here for all of these names so far. We're seeing the sputterings of strength. If we're trying to start our father-in-law's chainsaw that we just can't start, it's that moment before the choke really comes in and you get a couple RPMs kicking off. You haven't really got it yet, but you know you're on your way. That's a weird analogy, but it's what I'm sticking with. Chainsaw analogy. There you go. BIR on the daily time frame. We had a bearish engulfing candlestick, almost the opposite of what we were seeing on CDX, except actually was the exact opposite. In this case, we see bears pushing. They open strong, push down, but bulls have rejected that level. And what really matters is we managed to maintain our low over top of 2741, so possibly setting up a daily higher low, in which case we would look for a lower high underneath our peak way over here at $54 because we haven't really done anything to mark in a daily resistance level until then. So if these tickers decide to go on a tear, there's not a lot of daily resistance in the way. A lot of work to do to change the 4-hour time frame, and on the hourly time frame, we can see that we are doing our best to change the trend right now. I have not seen a new higher high yet, and I'm not confident in this break. In fact, it's not a break, a resistance at 33 and 33 double top. If bulls can get over top of that, then we've got a good move all the way up to 38.45. So this may be the play of the day tomorrow. If we see bull strength in these names, VIR and a break of 33 psychological would be something to watch out for. A very, very clear lack of resistance on the hourly time frame and the 4-hour time frame for almost $5.45. So keep a close eye on that guy. Resistance is 33, 38.45, support 27.41, and the low of this hourly drop $29.01. NVAX on the daily time frame inside bar, giving us a nice tight little range to watch out for. Always, we need to investigate the story behind this range, 1307 resistance. And let's turn our magnets on so we get our actual levels. How far off were we? 13 psychological, that's way better. 1191 support, looking for that tightening range, jumping to the hourly time frame to see what that looks like. Pretty clear rejection, trying to set an hourly higher high again. We got over top of the high of day from March 25th, which was 1288. 13 psychological. So what we want to see is bulls break 13 psychological, a little brief resistance right here at 14 psych, and then again at 1628. So another good possible bull play. NVAX I would say would be my second pick of all the ones that I've seen so far, needing that break at 13 psych. If we lose 1191, we have a little bit of support down at 1140, and then we're gonna go back to our daily time frame and we'd see support down at $10 psychological. That's it. I love this stuff. I hope you guys like technical analysis as much as I do. And if you do, you need to be part of our community. It's filled with amazing, cool people. And I think you're pretty cool, so you should join.